guys, my camera is broken and that's okay because I'm recording this on my phone just because this tutorial is so fire and so helpful that I had to make sure I had some sort of way to record it for you. Look guys, you've seen a lot of my edits, and one of the favorite ways that I have to make things spicy is by using overlays. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use overlays to make insane effects and transitions. And some of this stuff looks really unique too, so it'll help you branch out a little bit. Now I do reference my editing pack a little bit throughout this video, and you should know that drops tomorrow. So that'll be in the description of this video as soon as it drops. But most importantly, this tutorial is fire, and I'm excited to show you guys how you can use overlays to make some insane stuff. So let's get into it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I love you. So in this case, I'm using After Effects. You can use whatever you want. We're really just using overlays. So right here, I have a clip. I don't know why I'm just not using Fortnite clips, but if we create a new adjustment layer with Control-Alt-Y, then we can look up time displacement. So as you can see, this just made After Effects take a shit. A lot is going on here, and what it's doing is looking at the luminance values and using that to determine what is going forwards in time and what is going backwards in time. But the thing is, we can actually use an overlay to determine what those values are. Here's like a random overlay. If I solo this, it's just like a blobby digital thing. So I'm actually going to apply a tint and a levels. The tint is going to make it black and white, and the levels is going to determine how bright the whites are and how dark the blacks are. So if I unsolo that and then we disable that overlay layer, then we can go to our time displacement and choose this time displacement layer and put it as that overlay, and then change it to effects and masks. Now hear me out, okay? That could look really sick. Like, I think that looks awesome, okay? Say what you will. I'm going to go to that overlay layer and apply a fast box blur. If we look at how that's affecting it, it's smoothing out the edges because this was a very like digitized looking overlay. So now it's just a little more warpy and smooth. This, in my opinion, looks really freaking sick. And we can keyframe the max displacement from 1 second to something like 0, you know, just make it normal again later. And this is what that would look like if we keyframe those values. Like, this is a dope way. Dude, I gotta make a new edit, bro. That is sick. Look at this. It starts out super messed up, but it like warps back into time. This time displacement is a really sick way. I might make a separate video on this just because that looks so cool. And then we can use overlays for impacts as well. So this is an overlay that's in my editing pack, which I've plugged too many times, but it doesn't matter what overlay you're using here. I think this is just a good example for one that we can use for an impact. So I'm gonna drag that in and put it right when the impact of the clip happens. Now we just change the blending mode to add, and we can get a really sick looking impact. So if we combine that with an impact, then it can look really sick. And then we can also use overlays for just random cool stuff, like just flashy overlay usage. So if I take this anamorphic light overlay that I got from productioncrate.com, again, if you want to support me, there is a link to Production Crate in the description. This is just a simple overlay with a little bit of extra flash. So I'm gonna import that right on top of my clip and set it to screen. And it'll just make it look good. like once you choose out really good overlays, it's very helpful. Now the next way we can use overlays actually involves displacement, which can get really cool depending, you could go a lot of different directions with it. So this is an overlay that's going to be in my pack, so I'm going to put that in. It's mainly the concept behind how we use this. So first I'm going to Control-Alt-Y to create an adjustment layer, and I want to use a displacement map. So I'm going to look up displacement map, and we want the displacement map layer to be digital distortion, the name of the overlay. And we just made that effects and masks. So it's going to default to using red and green as the values for determining the displacement. So if we turn off this layer by clicking the eye, and then we up these values, you can see that it's depending on the red and green values, gonna displace it more. We can also change that to luminance or lightness. You can mess around with the values here. We can also go on this overlay layer and look up like a blur. So I'll look up fastbox blur, and you can increase the radius, which as you can see will start making the edges a little more wide. So now when we displace it, that blur makes it look different. So I think this could be really cool for like a transition or something. And then we have the edges are looking mad weird, so I'm gonna look up motion tile. So like if we wanted to close out this first clip for a transition or something, then we could keyframe this max vertical displacement from like 0, and then keep the horizontal at 0. And then as the clip comes to an end, we can just make it really high and then cut it off. And then we have those 2 keyframes, which we can easy ease in the value graph, and then just peak that graph right when they cut. That looks really sick actually. So if we really up that vertical displacement, we can start getting a really cool looking, this displacement map in conjunction with a digital looking overlay like the one from my editing pack can look really cool. So that's just a fun way that you can use overlays with displacement maps. Now the last way that you guys can use overlays is just with a nice transition. So I have a clip here and a clip here, and I'm going to Control-Alt-Y to create an adjustment layer. And I'm going to first transition these with a little bit of a blur. So I'm gonna add a camera lens blur, and then we're gonna keyframe the blur radius to go from 0 to 14 to 0. I'm gonna select all of those and easy ease them. And in the value graph, just make sure that we have more of a peak in the middle. So now that we have just a simple blur set up, we can combine that with an overlay like this one. So this is just a simple film burn. I'm going to put this on top and scale it up. And I want to go to a frame that would work well for a transition. So like here it gets really bright, but it's still colorful. So I think that would work really well for the transition. So now that we have it in a good spot, I'm gonna click T for opacity and keyframe it from 0 to 100 to 0 again. So now the blur is coming in, and then on our mode here, which you can click toggle switches and modes if you can't see that, we can change the mode to screen. And now it's looking really nice. And we can also easy ease those keyframes just so that we have a peak in the middle. And I don't always do the easy ease, it's just if I wanted to make sure. So another great way to use overlays, you can adjust the graph, you know, make it look however you want. So we have displacement maps, the time displacement, transitions, flashy stuff. There's so many ways that you guys can use overlays. So I wanted to make this tutorial because I think there's just so many great things that you can do with overlays. And yeah, I hope you guys found this helpful. If you want to watch my last tutorial, click this video. And if you want to watch one of my banger uploads, you can click this video. I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And stay cozy, stay comfy, and stay hydrated.